Sometimes I burn out, I need to relapse my self-improvement again. And after going through dozens of cycles of feeling lost, depressed, purposeless, and just wasting a lot of my time, I want to share with you my 3 most useful tips that helps me to get back on that hard-working self-improvement schedule in a matter of a few hours instead of days or weeks. So without further ado, let's get started. Part 1. How to actually avoid burning out in the first place. Well, at some point in your life, in your self-improvement journey, you will get to the point where your life is tough as hell. You can always make it more difficult, you can always choose the path to run, you can always eat in more strict way, you can always do more work and have less free time and be all day productive. But the thing is that it's actually a trap. Why? Because all that efficiency and productivity thing is just relative. It's all about big frames that you put yourself in order to grow. And yes, you will grow, it is good, it's productive. But if you feel like you are losing yourself in that productivity, you need to change something. Most of the time, just putting 1 hour of free time every single day in your calendar will help. But sometimes it isn't. But let's stop on the free time. You see, human species is a part of nature, and nature is all about chaos. It's about randomness and unpredictability. And when we put ourselves in this spinning wheel of basically being productive and having 5 hours of study, 5 hours of YouTube, 3 hours of sport, and 2 hours of, self-improvement, reading, whatever, we just forget about that randomness and feel kind of chained in our own way. Because if our brain doesn't get to choose, if it's all delegated to calendar, our brain just shuts down. It doesn't want to do anything. It will cope. It will desire more and more. I didn't want to accept it till the very end, but in order to be productive, you gotta have some chaos and unpredictable events and decisions in your life. So plan just 1 hour of free time and your life will transform. Second part, how to actually accept the burnout and stop distracting yourself from solving the actual problem. Well, if an hour of free time doesn't work and you still question the meaning and purpose of such activity that you do, well, then you need to use a very special and powerful technique, which is called lock yourself in a fucking dark room and think. And it is what it is. You just need to find a quiet, peaceful place where you can cancel all the noise, when you probably can't even mask your eyes, that's the point of the darkness, and just think. For probably first 20 minutes, your mind will cope and bullshit, and it will ask you to go and eat something or watch something funny, and actually will wonder all the time. But after 20 minutes, some miracle starts to happen. You can now talk with your brain, it just unlocks to you. And you can ask, well, why don't I feel like doing this work? And it will answer somehow in some form. And then you need to just act upon it. This kind of technique originally called by my dad changing roles. You see, we all have 3 roles in our life that we can switch in between. The first one is being the player, actually playing the game and acting. It is where most of us should be most of the time, and it is just a performance stage when you just work and hit that activity. But the third role is where it actually gets interesting. Most people just prefer to forget about it and never enter it in their life, and it is called director. And director comes from the word direction. So it basically literally means that you in this role choose the direction of your game, of your life. And most people are just scared of that. It's a huge responsibility to just overview your path. And in a director mode, you're supposed to change your life. And that's the third stage from a dark room. The first one is being player, and then you have a problem. The second one is go lock yourself in the room and start to question yourself, being a viewer. And the third one is in the end of the dark room, when you actually choose to act. You see, I don't actually enjoy this part of my work. And as a director, I will now change this part. I will delegate it to someone else who enjoys it, or I will cut it for 90%, because my enjoyment, my happiness, my fulfillment is my priority. And so you go and replan your calendar. Just a recent example, probably a week ago, I worked 60 hours on my YouTube, and I actually felt that it kind of sucked because I didn't really want to commit to writing and scripting and all that stuff, because I felt just wired to read it and obligated. So I came to the dark room and I started to question, and I found the answer that, yeah, I don't like scripting, I hate it. Because then when I record, I feel obliged and unhappy. So I'm still writing a script, but now it's mostly just bullet points. And those bullet points are actually massive. They're not like 5 words. No, they are huge texts. Like that. That's most of the video. And I read them. I find this thought that I wanted to share with you. And then I explain it in my own words so that I'm authentic and I'm thinking I'm being creative. And I actually double down on enjoyment from recording a video. It's just my example, but it perfectly shows how you can implement this in your life. That when you have a problem, when you feel something at the horizon, just go and ask yourself a few questions. Find the cause, find the problem, and just get rid of it. It's so powerful, man. Most people never actually do this, and they never actually change the problem, and they're staying miserable. I don't know how they can cope with that and just stay unhappy. Use that, and it will help for the most part of your burnouts. Third part, how to quickly get back into self-improvement. So you might solve your problem, but it doesn't always mean that you will go and act as you planned. Because chances are you already spent some time doing some junk, maybe eating junk food, maybe watching some anime, and your brain, because of the high dopamine levels, won't do the hard work that is not that stimulated. And the most important trick that helped me and served me hundreds times is to just start small. Just by rolling that ball with, I don't know, cleaning your room is what always helps me. Planning my calendar. If I follow my calendar, I bet I will do productive work and my day will go as I want it, not as my brain wanted, for 80% of the times. And when I clean my room, I feel in control. I feel like, yeah, I'm taking my brain again to myself. I'm not surrendering. And it's just so powerful that I can't stop talking and being excited about how starting small just changes your life. Let me tell you a quick story. I was lying in my bed just 2 years ago, scrolling TikTok, eating some crisps, and being a degenerate, when I stumbled upon a strange post that says like, do these 3 things every single day and your life will change forever. And it was like, drink a glass of water, make 10 push-ups, I believe don't eat sugar, just 7-day challenge. And I think, hell, why not? Okay, let's do this. And here I am, 2 years afterwards. I improved a lot. I am a completely different person. I'm recording YouTube videos and working 5 hours every single day. I'm working out, I'm making progress in the gym. And I'm becoming the great version of myself, the one I'm supposed to be in order to change the world and make some impact. I hope it kind of inspires you. So I wish you good luck in your journey. I hope these tips will help you. And I want to say that you should always improve.